this is a good night. And there will be nights and days when it's not so easy. And it's easy for parents to sit here now and support your student athletes, your children, and vice versa. But I remember my first year at Syracuse, I went up there with great hopes to play, to be a part of a team and be a part of a resurgence of a program. And in my very first game, I got hurt. And within a week, I was in a cast. And when I woke up from surgery, there were 2 people who drove 5 hours through the night to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning before I went into surgery. And when I woke up, my parents were sitting right there. And it is a message that I will never forget about the devotion. It's easy to be there and cheer when times are good, but their love for you is undying. And I say that because sometimes we get to this moment in life and we go, I have a 4-year-old who's already at this point trying to look at me in the rearview mirror. But they will be with you and be there forever. And to be able to share this night is very special. So I just want you to just take that moment and consider that. And before you go to bed tonight, give your parents an extra kiss on the cheek for all the days and hours and all the things that they did to get you there. You all, and speaking directly to the student athletes here, are about to embark on an amazing experience. And whether you're going on to play college athletics or not, you are about to enter into that period of life when I remember people always said to me at this point in my life, you know what, you're about to go into the best years of your life. And some of you may have heard that, telling you that if you have the opportunity to go on to higher education and be student athletes, that they're going to be the best years of your life. I'm here to tell you officially that is a lie. They are not the best years of your life. I can't tell you that the way my life is right now to be able to do the things I'm doing and work with my good friend Michael Lardner and be on MSGVarsity and talk about things I really care about, it's awesome. I've got 2 young children. It's awesome. But you are going into a period of life where you are going to experience the best and the greatest amount of freedom you ever have. And that's sort of what makes it the best years of your life. You don't have to pay the taxes. You don't have to, to punch the clock and go to work. You don't have to do the things that sometimes you see your parents pulling their hair out. And the difficult thing is managing that freedom. The work that I do, and I do a lot of work over the years working with student athletes on all the life skills, all the off the field, out of the classroom issues that I work with and have been working with for about more than 20 years working with student athletes. And I know all the horror stories, all the bad things. And I'm here not to talk about those things, but I'm here to talk about how you manage that freedom. You are going into a period of your life where I said there's so many things out there for you. And I will tell you to get engaged. Don't expect that people are going to come to you and give you what you need. Go get it. Go be a part of it. On Tuesday, I'll be speaking to all the what they call CHAMPS Life Skills Coordinators. They're life skills people who work with student athletes on college campuses. And part of what I'm talking to them about is your generation, the younger generation coming to them. And and it's hard for me because I'm 44 years old and I really don't know what your world is like. And part of what I will say to them on Tuesday is the same thing I say to you here today, is be engaged in your education. Your coaches will make sure that you have everything you need to be a great soccer player, to be a great football player. They will drill you to the end of the day. Your professors, your teachers will do the same. And in both cases, the responsibility is on your shoulders to make the most of it. When it comes to those things off the field, you have to be engaged and learn as much as you can learn about all the things that are going on around you. Keep your eyes and ears open and be engaged in your education. Be a part of your education. And when it comes to those life issues, those important decisions you have to make, those things, as I said, if you're engaged, will happen. And there's plenty of programs and plenty of people out there. If you go and look for it, you will find them. But the other thing that I want you to think about as you make your decisions about where you go next and what you want, you're not going someplace for 4 years. You're going someplace that's going to be a part of your life forever. That's why you're here, right? You said, this is where I went to school, this is my alma mater, this is a part of where I am forever. And so you are going to be a part and amongst people who are going to expand your perspective on the world. They're going to expand your world in so many different ways. Go seek the knowledge. Go seek the education from all those people around you. Don't stay in an isolated place. As you know, in higher education, sometimes we get very siloed and we say, I'm an athlete, I'm over here. No, I'm a chemistry student, I'm over here. No, go and spread out. And learn as much as you can. And let me just say this about your dreams. I don't care how silly it is. I don't care if you think, don't be too cool. I was thinking about this on the drive over here. Don't be too cool for your dreams. Sometimes you might say, I would really love to do that. Nah, my friends might laugh at me. It's not really that cool. It might be a little extra time in my day, but I really want to do that. Find out what's really in here. As I said before, you're going to have sports that's going to bring you one way. You're going to have an academic pursuit, discipline that's going to bring you another way. Find out what's really in here. What do you love? And find out everything you need to know how to make that be a part of your life for the rest of your life. I am 44 years old. I've never had a job. I've never had a job. I do what I love. And because you love it, you bring your enthusiasm, you bring who you are. And people around you want to be around it. They'll make it happen. You will make it happen. And so as you think about being here tonight, think about the opportunity that you have as a member of the All Long Island team. It is a springboard. A lot of other people around you. You have the student athletes who are your teammates who help get you here. They're not on that springboard. You're on that springboard. You got a little bit more loft. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, and when you get a little bit higher, you can see a little bit further around. Take advantage of everything, again, that's in here. And I'll give you one story about how sometimes when things get a little difficult, that sometimes we try to make things happen to try to get ourselves out of trouble. And it's not always the way to go. Sometimes when things get difficult, we have to get more basic. We go back to our parents. We go back to our faith. We go back to our values. I played in a football game that many people know. Some of the people my age and older in here will remember, called the Fog Bowl. It was a playoff game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. And it was in Chicago, and I was a backup quarterback. I was a third-string quarterback for the Eagles at the time. And what happened was fog from Lake Michigan came into the Chicago Bears stadium and filled the stadium with fog. It was I remember Lex Luthor from the Superman movies. I really thought Lex Luthor was out there with like some fog machine pumping fog into the stadium. It got so bad you couldn't see, the players go on the field. And this is how silly we are as a culture. CBS kept the game on TV. It was just a white screen for 3 hours. The game was called by the officials calling up to the announce booth, and that's how people found out what was actually happening. So during the course of this game, and we all knew that whoever scored first was probably going to win because after that you couldn't see anything. And so I'm sitting there, I'm the quarterback. I'm thinking, how can we make this work to our advantage? And so I think of it, let's run a reverse. So I tell the Matt Cavanaugh, who was the guy calling the plays, the backup quarterback, I said, Matt, let's run a reverse. Tell Randall. Randall Cunningham was the quarterback. Run a reverse. Randall comes to the sideline and says, that's run a reverse. Great idea. They can't see you. You can't. As Randall is disappearing into the fog, I realize, because I've been thinking about this the longest, I realize that if the defense can't see them, these two guys coming from either ends of the field can't see each other. They missed, and we lost about 27 yards on the play. And the message in there is when things get foggy, when things get difficult, don't get tricky. Go back to the basics. Go back to the fundamentals. And that, as I said before, is your family, is your faith, are the fundamentals that you learn every single day. I had a coach used to always say, do the little things right and the big things will happen. Stick to the fundamentals and those big things will happen. And I can't tell you how much of this is a privilege for me. I'm someone who can spend a lot of time talking about these types of issues, and I'm so glad that on this night, not talking about the trouble that we get into sometimes in sports, but really celebrating what you all have accomplished. And I say again to the parents who are here, congratulations to all of you, and to the student athletes who are here, congratulations, good luck to you, and come back to this evening so that this room is filled, and this is the ESPYs, but we're not going to say ESPN around here, but that this is the ESPYs on MSG Varsity, and you come back to your hometown because we'll still be here. Have a great night, good luck to you, and God bless you.